Greetings, soul family. I hope you are well. I'm sending you love of the highest vibrations, and I'm giving thanks for a brand new day. Welcome, 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 welcome. If you are just joining me, I'm just out in nature, sitting down, having a moment, and I thought I'd jump on. Greetings, sis. Sending you much love of the highest vibrations, sis. Loving the works that you're doing, Sister Jamila. Hope you are well. Greetings, Sister Christina. Thank you for joining me as well. I'm just jumping on an impromptu live because I've been sitting out here reasoning. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been loving my new videos that I've been doing, just pushing out little bits of content. And I think I'm going to talk a little bit about why I'm doing these videos and what's been going on for me recently, because everything online is all love and light. Everything online is like show up when you're happy and when everything is great, but when some real spiritual shit be going on, nobody wants to say anything. And in the West, we live very much from a perspective of, I say, illusion, because we study everything but don't experience hardly anything, right? And we walk around like we know some shit, and we really don't. And so, yeah, I wanted to just chop it up and talk a little bit. Greetings, sis. It's true. We don't know jack shit. We be sitting here, Googling this and Googling that. And before you know it, next 5 minutes, we're doing a content video, acting like we know some shit, and we don't know jack shit. You got people talking about spirits and entities who ain't never seen a spirit or entity. You got people talking about gold, consciousness, and abundance who ain't never touched a piece of gold in their in their life. And the interesting thing was when I was in Uganda a couple of years ago and I was starting to talk about gold consciousness, I remember one of the elders looking at me and he goes to me, have you ever touched like raw gold before? Have you meditated with raw gold? And I was like, no, I focus on gold energy. And he was like, what kind of foolishness is this? And it's only when he actually gave me the piece of gold to sit down with did I actually understand what the hell I was talking about, right? So we are in the age of information. And one of the things I'm learning is that information is cheap. It is everywhere. It is free. But you can never take away from the value of experience, which allows you to learn how to apply that information. The information ain't shit until you know how to use it. I mean, how many online courses have you signed up to? How many TikTok videos have you saved with information? But how much of it have you actually applied, right? And we're also in fear of a lot of things that we've never even experienced. So what kind of reality are we living? And in the West, we are very disconnected from reality. We are very disconnected from what's tangibly real because the West represents the dead. We've been sold this false illusion that the West is where life is and the West is where we can make our abundance. But the West is thriving off of the life force of everybody else. Like the West is the vampiric aspect of all of humanity. We're talking about climate change and all of these things, but who's really harvesting all of the resources of the planet? Who's really abusing and using the people? Who's really spread their propaganda through religion and suppressed people from knowing their power and who they truly are? Is that not the West? Who's been able to go to other people's countries, rape and pillage all of their artifacts, bring it into their own central libraries and harness that power to become the superpower of the world? I mean, does that not sound like energy vampirism? But when you live in places like Africa and the Caribbean, we're looking towards the West. Everybody wants to go foreign, not realizing that foreign is one big ass trap. Yeah? I totally hear what you're saying. It ain't a color thing, it's a system thing. But before it was a system thing, it was a color thing because it became about destabilizing people. They came to specific countries. They didn't go to every country. They went to specific countries and robbed from specific people and actually robbed specific people and took them from where they lived to other places to develop their elusive Western world. They took the resources that were mined and labored by these people and utilize them in the Western world to create this illusion of abundance and royalty when really they were stealing, right? Africa can in no way, shape or form be seen as one of the most impoverished countries where people are suffering when it is the hub of Mother Earth. She has all of the abundant, rich resources, the people rich in blood, rich in knowledge, rich in wisdom, the youngest growing population on the planet right now. And you mean to tell me that they're in poverty and you want to tell me that that is natural. That shit ain't natural. I'm sorry. And we have to acknowledge this, because we can't keep walking around in illusion, right? We cannot keep walking around in illusion. We are in the very belly of the beast. We are in the very belly of the beast, of those who raped and pillaged Mother Earth. And I'm not even saying that it's definitely not a color thing. That color thing is what they created. However, there has always been order on this planet. And because the order is out of whack and out of sync, we're all believing all kinds of stupid shit, right? And it's only now that we're starting to realize the importance of getting back to the earth. We're starting to realize the importance of our wisdom of our indigenous peoples, right? We're starting to learn the importance of humanity and connection. Something that the West tells you that you don't have to, you can live without. The West is like fed on competition and separation. Even in the news right now, where they're talking about what do they say? Multiculturalism does not work. They're trying to create another war within humanity so that we start fighting ourselves rather than fighting the ignorance and the foolishness that they perpetuate, right? So I'm just trying to keep it real, because I've realized that the more that we feed into this agenda of illusion, the more that we feed into this agenda of lack, the more that we become puppets. And as a light worker, as a spiritual being, forget being a light worker, but as a spiritual being, one who has been entrenched in spiritual knowledge and wisdom, one who remembers their purpose and path, one whose family foundation is entrenched in spiritual culture, I'm starting to understand how we've been done over in the West, how we've been shown and dangled this carrot in the West that says, oh, life is much better here, when really we are the life force sustaining this place, right? And whilst we're sustaining it, we are losing our morality, we are losing our hair, we are losing our mental, we're losing our emotion, we're losing our quality for life. We spend our time toiling every day to make ends meet, when there's flipping countries where food grows on the flipping trees like nothing. You could starve here in the UK. You could die in your own apartment and nobody will know. Do you think that stuff can really happen as often in the Caribbean and in Africa, where it seems that they have less, but they have better quality of life and better health? I mean, come on now. We got to wake up. And I think, just for me, recently, I've had to go through a destabilization process and really get real within myself. Over the past year and a half, I've been going through multiple spiritual attacks. And I'm not talking about like when you think someone's put some evil eye on you, right? This internet thing in itself is a spirit, right? It's an entity, it's an energy, and we are all investing our energy into this thing. And it also has a way of being able to control and manipulate our mind and our thoughts. You go online for 2 seconds and you scroll. Before you know it, the thoughts that are in your mind are not yours, right? The way that you see yourself are not yours. The perception is not yours. You now start to feel like you're not good enough. You start to feel like, okay, I got to make money, or I've got to be a 6-figure this and a 6-figure that. And if you really check it over the past 2 years, you've seen a lot of light workers, spiritual healers, spiritual teachers, normal general people doing things and talking about things and subconsciously manipulating and pushing people into things and agendas that they don't even know about. Why? Because we all have certain human things that we all need, which is money, validation, to feel vulnerable, to feel valuable, to have connection. And so people are seeking that and going online and standing up as false prophets. I myself had to go through a process of stepping back, because I was being sent negative energy. I was being spiritually attacked by groups online because of the knowledge that I was sharing. And I also was in that whole love and light gang where I was like, oh no, let's just focus on the love and the light, because we have been fooled, right? They spread religion by the blood, by the sword and by the blood, meaning that they had to coerce us into giving away our power. The religions that we were given taught us to sit there and turn the other cheeks, where my ancestors say you only have 2 cheeks, bruv. After those 2 cheeks, you're going to have to kiss my ass, right? We've been taught how to walk around spiritually disabled, hoping and wishing and praying outside of ourselves, while people and energies and entities are literally preying on our mind, body and soul. We don't even know how to protect ourselves. We don't even know how valuable we are. Yeah, we don't know that we are the very life force. We don't know that once we release our energy from any system, it will topple and fall, right? Because we've been sitting here being sold this false illusion. We go online, we scroll, we feel shit about ourselves, and we think we've got to do better and push and all of this crap. And it causes mental insanity and disconnection from your spirit and your power. Following trends. Like, really think about this. Who are we? Sheep following trends. Yeah. And then the way that this internet has also been used as a tool for self-manipulation, so that you no longer value the things that actually mean something, like good character, and being a good person. You no longer value those kind of things. You value money, and you value, success and status and all of this bullshit. Yeah, the new age spiritual community has become another way of leaving people spiritually entrapped in ignorance and foolishness. Got you manifesting money and this and this and this, and focusing on things that they're not actually going to improve your quality of life, right? And then you're being mentored by somebody who's influencing you to become something that you're not, but because you see that they're successful, you follow that path. You have coaches and healers who have no integrity, don't know what the fuck they're doing. They go online, they pay a little £32 Reiki healing course and want to call themselves a Reiki practitioner. They're buying a pack of cards and reading out the readings online, attracting entities and drawing people into their spaces, and don't even know how to clear the entities because the Love and Light gang says that shit doesn't exist. What a load of crock. Our indigenous practices have been around. Our indigenous communities have been around since the beginning of time. And they say that you fight not against the flesh, but against principalities in high and low places. So why are we sitting here acting like love and light is the only way? Everything is run by duality. And that is this illusion of this new age philosophy and this new age religion that is also here to usurp people, because it takes elements of the truth, embellishes it, puts it in these 90-minute videos, 90-second videos, and everyone thinks that they know some shit. When really what we have to do is learn to master the self. We recognize who it is that we are. We have to learn about who it is that we are. We have to understand ourselves on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. We have to understand who we are energetically. When we're talking about spirits, I remember when we talk about spirits and we talk about these things, we talk about them like they're fantasy and illusion. They are not fantasy and illusion. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Your thoughts are energy, your emotions are energy, and they are so powerful that they can create thought forms. The source is everlasting. The light within us is everlasting. So when you leave this body, you don't leave this reality. You don't leave this reality. You don't leave and cease to exist. You exist. And if you are a spirit that didn't know that it was about to die, when the body is released, yes, you will still feel like you're human, and then you will start to attack people, or you will start to be a spirit. That's how it works. It's not no airy fairy voodoo business. They get you to be in fear of reality, so you cling on to the illusion. Like, what the actual fuck? And for me, it's like, I am feeling this spirit in me so much more deeply to break the illusion and to break the Maya. Yeah? Because that is what this awakening is about. It's not about perpetuating more lies, and we have to get more discerning. There is a way, right? We are here to expand in consciousness, and expanding in consciousness means to be aware. So we're going to see things that we didn't see before. We're going to have to learn things and learn about our reality in a way that we didn't know before, right? We are leveling up in school, but it also means that we're going to have to clear away some of the bullshit. And to do that, you have to be honest with yourself, right? Me personally, past year and a half, spiritual upgrade, but also spiritual attacks, because the higher that you grow, the higher up the tree the monkey climbs, the more his body is exposed. And when his body is exposed, it gives great aim, great sight and vision for people to throw stones. But it also helps those who want to get to those higher levels to find their way up, because as you climb, as you traverse through all of the shit, as you overcome all of your crap, you lead a path, you create a path for those who want to evolve. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to edify you. I'm here to let you know that whatever you're feeling inside of you, what that power that you feel inside of you, trust it. I'm here to let you know to trust your intuition. I'm here to let you know that you are to spiritually fortify yourself. Study, right? Study, learn, pray, grow, trust yourself, right? It's incredibly important right now, because the most valuable asset on this planet is your mind, your body, your spirit, your energy. We are going through one of the most major energy harvestings on this planet right now. But we're also going through one of the most major energy activations on this planet right now. Yeah, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Women, it's time. Mothers, it's time. Divine masculines, it's time, but we have to get real. Spiritual healers, it's time. Curunderas, it's time. Ancestors, it's time, but we got to get real. Yeah? I just came back from Trinidad, and you'll notice that a lot of my videos recently have been around spiritual protection, energetic protection, all of these things, because I was experiencing over the past year intense spiritual attacks. I would have people messaging me, telling me that they've been in groups that were doing negative rituals and stuff against me. And again, like I said to you, I was like, I don't believe in none of that stuff. Even to a certain extent, not that I don't believe in it, but that if I maintain a positive frequency, then I will be able to literally vibrate out that shit. And that's rubbish. Rubbish, because you are human. And even those negative experiences that you go through are here to help you learn. As I learned to deal with those spiritual challenges that I was going through, and I mean literally waking up, and I can share some pictures, waking up and literally having slash wounds on my body where energies and entities have been fighting me in the night. And then I wake up and I receive a message from someone or a sign from someone showing me where the root of that attack came from. Everything is energy. Your thoughts are energy. Your emotions are energy. Evil eye and these things are real. But I'm not telling you these things for you to be in fear. I'm telling you these things so that you can be forewarned and forearmed. Because ascension is about expansion in consciousness. We are leveling up. Sorry, I'm just clearing right now. We are leveling up. We are traversing into the realm of the unseen. Fourth dimension is the realm of the unseen. We are becoming aware of the things that we were ignorant to. The past said seeing is believing. Thank you, excuse me. Yeah, seeing is believing. We're out of the age of believing into the age of knowing. In order to know, you have to experience. You have to feel. So I had to go through those spiritual attacks so that I wouldn't be sitting here in this love and light bullshit and thinking that those things don't exist. And so I could properly inform myself, properly support people, so we can understand what's really happening here. Energy harvesting is real, but also you are a powerful being. So you can tap in, you can protect yourself, you can send out positive energy. You are an alchemist, but you're not going to know how to use these powers until you go through some shit. That's how it works. Everything works in a dualistic nature. And there is a cause for every effect. But they've bypassed the knowledge. When I wrote my book, 12 Seeds to Awaken Your Spirit, it gives you the foundation of what you would have learned if you were an adept in the mystery schools. You would have learned the 12 universal laws. You would understand that cause and effect is a law. Whenever I start to really channel, they bust open my throat chakra. But yeah, as above, so below. You would understand that energy never dies. So when somebody transitions, that energy is alive. That energy is around. You would understand that your purpose is to manipulate energy. That's what you're here to do. But you've been taught that manipulation is bad. And so you manipulate anyway, or let other people manipulate you. Like, what? This world has been turned on its head. And the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And so in order for us to get to truth, you've got to shatter the illusions that you have about yourself, the illusions that you have about others, the illusions that you have about the reality that we're living in, sis. You know, once the spirit starts moving through me, like, bust open the throat chakra. Because it's truth. And the more that we speak truth, it activates us. The more that we break through illusions, it activates us, because we now start to vibrate at a higher frequency, and we start to connect to that wisdom that's in everything. Yes, I'm purging. It's like I said to you, I'm actually cleansing at the moment. When I was in Trinidad, I went to Trinidad with my family, but so much opened up for me. Ancestrally, I was taken right back to the indigenous practices of my people. Things that I've been teaching, right, from the little that I knew, but I was submerged into this now. Like, I'm talking about really seeing some shit so that I could come back and be like, okay, humans, this is real. And this is what you need to do. Because it's not about fear. It's about understanding that you are a powerful being, right? You are an energetic being. You know that in your energy field, you have 7 layers of consciousness, right? Emotional, astral, spiritual, celestial, like all of that's information. You are not just a physical human entity walking around as blood, flesh and bones. And so the only way that you start to learn more about who you are is when you are challenged, right? When you become sick, that's what prompts you to look at what's imbalanced in your own body, and you learn more about yourself. How many of us have had a diagnosis, and the more that we've explored ourselves and researched that diagnosis, we've become more aware of our body. We've become more aware of the things that we might have been doing to our bodies that might have been harming us, right? So we learn through adversity. Again, another law of the universe. If people knew that they learn through adversity, then people wouldn't struggle every time something goes wrong in their life. They'll realize it's an opportunity for learning, right? Oh, that feels so good. So I'm clearing and purging, because whilst I was in Trinidad, I had to clear that spiritual entity that had attached itself to me. And it didn't go easily, but it went. And what I learned was the true power of energy alchemy. Not just sitting there and going, oh, love and light, fuck that shit. I know how to use the elements. I know how to use the power of my strength and my mind to command the elements as we are supposed to. Do ye not know that ye are gods? We are the deities. We are the divine in the flesh. And it's only through our adversities and our challenges and the overcoming of those challenges do we learn and get to see the greatness of who it is that we are. And that's what this awakening is calling for us. So if you're going through a lot of challenges right now, meet them head on. Recognize that you are not a limited being. These problems are not bigger than you. They're here to help expand you into more power, right? If you have certain things that you're drawn to, certain intuition, certain feelings, follow them, right? Trust yourself, learn to trust yourself. You know who you are. It's just that the world has turned you against yourself. You know who you are, but the world has made you feel like who you are is not good enough or is not required in this world. Listen, we are all here right now with a purpose and are a part of this powerful mission. And all you've got to do is be willing to activate the truth in you. All you've got to be willing to do is to look beyond the illusion of your emotions and your trauma and your pain and alchemize them. Use them to help you to understand what it is that you need to resolve within yourself. And you see that passion that you have, you see that purpose you have, you see that vision you have, that gift that you have, use it. Use it and share it with the world. Use it and share it with those around you. It's not about validation. Validate yourself, honor yourself, be your own best friend, and develop a connection with the creator and with everything around you. Because as we move into this Aquarius age, let me tell you something. It's our collective energy that's going to help us. Building collective wealth, supporting each other, building communities that's going to help us. It's our natural gifts and our quirkiness. Don't get it twisted. Your quirkiness, your way of seeing the world, your way of doing things, it's going to help others. Right? The vision that you have of how you want to live and where you want to live and what you want to do, it's going to help the world. And the most powerful thing you can do for yourself is heal. The most powerful thing that you can do for yourself is come face to face with your illusions, with your trauma, with the perception of who you think you are, with all of that shadow and darkness, all of those fears and illusions. Bring it out. Meet it head on and transform it. Use it to become the fuel that you need to become your greatest version. That person who you know you've always been, who you see in your mind and you see in your visions and the world says you can't be that, show up as him or her. Trust what you see. Trust what you feel. Test the spirits. The spirits are your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. Yeah? Get yourself right. Deal with your trauma. Deal with your shadow so that you can learn to trust yourself and be a vessel for wisdom, knowledge, healing, and change. You are the ancestors. You are the divine. But you have to remember and recognize who it is that you are. We have to be awoken and we have to destabilize ourselves. We have to break the programming. And that takes work, right? But you can do it. You can do it and you're meant to do it and you're here to do it. So I've come with a newfound fire in my spirit, no longer willing to conform. I ain't here to conform. I know who I am. I've been knowing who I am from I was born. And yes, I went through many periods in my life of people telling me I didn't know who I was, who put me down for my knowledge, for my wisdom. I went through abuse, yada, 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 yada. All of that was great. All of that was exactly what I needed to come into this moment. Every single thing. So now I can take those stories and I can lay them down. And I can tap into who I see myself truly as. And guess what? I don't need no validation from no one else to tell me what planet or star system or whatever gungangulio that I come from. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know the lineage I chose. I know the light that I bring. I know the darkness that I bring. And I'm willing to cultivate, master, and own all of it. Are you? Because once you get to that point, best believe, you become invincible. Once you commit to living in your truth regardless, you become unstoppable. When you commit to showing up as yourself, true, authentic self, regardless, you become indestructible. And once you seal up yourself tight in your power, in your conviction, in your own knowing, best believe there's no force outside of you that can dominate you or control you. And what if I told you that that's what this was all about? What if I told you that the whole purpose for everything was just so that you could realize how great you are, how powerful you are, how powerful we are, and so that we can now come together and create something even more powerful in God's playground that we call Mother Earth. Don't be afraid of the purge, y'all. The purge makes way for the new. As we raise in vibrational frequency, yes, shit's gonna come up. Shake it off. Move through it. Traverse through it. Shake it off. You got this. Because there's a part of you that has always been, and it's ready, and it's coming online. It needs you to trust. It needs you to believe. It needs you to know. It needs you to be willing to remember. And it needs you to show up. Don't hide. That's what Spirit said to me. Show up. And all I can do and all I will do is continue to share through my eyes and hope that it helps you to see who it is that you're here to be and what it is that we're here to do. Alhamdulillah, I'm giving thanks. I'm feeling the sun just beating on my head. Powerful, powerful transmission. So today I just want you to remember who the fuck you are. You are not your issues. You're not the lack. You're not the money in your purse, nor the money in your account. You're not the job. You are not the role. You are not the position. You, dear friend, are divinity in the flesh. You, dear friend, are a powerful alchemist. You, dear friend, are made from the same fabric as the stars and the moon and the firmament itself. So now you know that. What you going to do? Who are you going to be? How are you going to show up? Because one of the biggest things that they've done is turn humanity against itself and impregnate us with this fear that is not of us. We are divine beings. We don't need fear. The universe has a way of balancing out everything. We don't need fear. We don't need fear. And so I'm just praying that this transmission reaches you and ignites your soul today. I'm praying that any bullshit that's manifesting in your life is only there to help you grow and elevate. I'm praying into you peace of mind today because I know what it feels like to lose your mind. I want you to protect yours. Yeah? Don't be sitting down here on the internet scrolling, giving away your power and thinking that everybody else is living a better life than you. They probably are not. And a lot of this stuff on this internet is manipulated so that you can be manipulated. But I've come today as a glitch in the matrix. And sometimes you get some glitches in the matrix. It's not all bad. Best believe it's not all bad. Everything is a reflection. So this internet just represents the collective consciousness, the Christ consciousness grid. We are already connected. We're already tapped into each other's frequencies. But this gives us a physical means in which to do so. But when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death with no map, you got no Google Maps, you don't know where you're going, you're just idle. That's when you can be overloaded, impregnated, imploded with all of this information and manipulated and influenced out of your own power. But when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, knowing that you have a straight GPS connection, which is your heart, to the divine, that will guide you through the valley of the shadow of death to get to where you need to get to, you can utilize this tool as a way to fulfill your purpose and to help change the world. So nothing is ever good or bad. Everything just is. It is us that determines whether it is good or whether it is bad. How we use something and how we utilize the energy determines whether it's good or bad. And so I felt inspired to come on and share. I'm glad I did. I will be sharing a lot more over the next couple of weeks, because part of my purpose right now is, number one, to help people to become energetically aware, right? About your energy, about who you are, and to learn how to utilize that. Learn how to manipulate your energy for yourself rather than to be manipulated. Learn how to understand the energetics of your anatomy, your auric field, how to command your energy, how to clear your chakras really, rather than sitting there going, no, I mean really understanding your energy. Yeah. So I will have a program called Way of the Spiritual Warrior. That's going to be a 9-week program helping you to understand your energy. And I'm also divinely dedicated to helping the divine feminine to step into her spiritual power and to do her healing work, because she is a very big part of this shift that is taking place. But ultimately, I think that the message I want to leave you with today is the most valuable asset that you have is your mind, body, your spirit, your divinity. Never give it away. Never devalue yourself whilst looking at other people, whilst looking at the world and thinking, I need to conform to that, I need to be that. Fuck no. You need to be who you are. The world needs you just as you are. And recognize that any adversities that you are going through, you're going through them so that you can learn and evolve and grow. And what you learn from those adversities will help others share and show up as your true, authentic self, regardless. Because right now, in a world full of fakes, authenticity is the currency, believe me. All right, so yeah, thank you so much for your comments that have been keeping me charged. You see how clear my throat is? So you can't be afraid. Like when those things happen, the clearing, because you now started to hit the nail on the head, your body starts to vibrate. You are a vibratory being. So as something vibrates, it shakes, it shifts and shakes off everything that's not in alignment with it. That's what's happening with the planet right now. She's just shifting in vibration. No climate change. Don't forget this bad, this woman, this, I was going to say this bad bitch of Mother Earth. Mother Earth Sasiya has been in existence from the beginning of time. She has survived dinosaurs and floods and flipping ice ages. She ain't going nowhere. But what she is doing is she's shaking off the shit. What she is doing is shaking off all of those parasites that have been raping and pillaging her planet for so long. So you're going to need to raise your frequency in order to raise the to reach the frequency where Mama Earth is going. And no, not all of us are going to make it. But those of us who are, she's making sure that we are of the highest vibration and that we are going to be able to cultivate and nurture this planet for many generations to come. Age of Aquarius ain't no joke. And you'll see that next year, a lot of these archaic organizations and establishments and authorities and governments, they're going to continue to dismantle. And people power is going to come on. Next year is an 8th year, you know. This year was about spiritual growth and development. Next year is when we start turning up the heat on this shit. And you need to be in a place of spiritual power and authority. It's about wealth. It's about prosperity. It's about standing up. But if you haven't done the work, you're not going to be ready. So do the work now. There's no time like the present. All right? So, I'm meant to be awakened. I'm meant to be oracle. Sending you so much love of the highest vibration. Thank you all for your wonderful, beautiful comments. If you want to ask me any questions or to say anything quickly before I go, I'm going to leave a minute while I watch these beautiful comments. Johnny Hole says, amazing words. I feel the energy. Many thanks. You're so real. Thank you, beloved Johnny. I appreciate you. Why Isaac says, beautiful, gratitude for your presence. Preach, sis, preach. I am here. Thank you. Jamila says, unstoppable. We are. and I'm loving the comments and the support from everyone. I'm obviously offering my readings and consultations at the moment, so if you are looking for some spiritual support or insight, please do send me a DM. I'm always doing special offers because I like to help people. Number 2, I'm also supporting people to train and develop as coaches and practitioners. There's work to be done, so if you're interested, please do send me a DM. And I'll also be launching my new membership that's going to be coming online at the end of the month, where you can get videos, top tips. We'll be doing live readings, live sessions, and I'll be helping you to get ready for the shift, because together we aspire and achieve, right? Together is what's going to help us to move through into this next level. And to my Divine Feminines, our Priestess program is also coming online, because the Divine Feminine isn't just about love and light, yeah? The Divine Feminine saved the world the last time, and so she'll do it again. And so it's time for us to be awoken and to be ready. So I'm sending you love of the highest vibration from Mother Earth. Have a blessed day, and I shall speak to you soon. And if there's anything that you would like me to speak about, anything that you'd like me to do some more content about, then please do let me know in my DMs and I will get that done. Love and abundance to you all. Bye.